Good morning, chicks and chickens. Welcome back to Old Man Farm. My name is Sid, as always. I didn't see what food we were craving today, but that's okay. Then check our fortune. Very happy. And I never grabbed our money from that fish stew. Let's go ahead and throw a couple of fruits in the old kegerator over here. And then we'll get on with our day. I just went and saw Barbie and Oppenheimer today, as I mentioned. And I have thoughts on that. I don't think either of which are going to be terribly surprising, but we'll get into that in a second. We're going to go ahead and sell this wine, and then read our mail, and then go do the basics. I don't remember. We were going to go to the what's that called? The aquarium today. I think that's what we were going to do. So, well, I know a couple of recipes. I thought I'd send you one. Maybe it'll help you mine more ore or something. Take care. That's an odd one. Algae soup. Okay. Hey, I thought it would be fun to send you a letter. I don't really know what to write, though. Here, I've enclosed a treat for you. Don't tell anyone, but I snagged this from the back room of Joja Mart ages ago. See you soon, Shane. I think we've gotten that letter before, and I believe it was pizza last time as well. Thank you. I'm actually making pizza tonight. Okay, so we will go ahead and get all the animals, the livestock dealt with. And by the way, tomorrow is our last day of winter. We're about to be starting year 2, which is bonkers to me. But that also means I have some stuff up my sleeve for that. Oh my god. Hi, Demetrius. C. Seasonal nitrogen levels could be modeled by a precise, piecewise function. Oh, sorry, I was analyzing data and I didn't... See, his don't really work. I'm not gonna lie. His calls don't really make sense because a lot of his interactions are, you know, distracted scientist, where he's like, oh, well, I didn't see you there. So his don't really work as well. But anyway, let's get in here, pet all the buns. Okay, so, as I said, I went and saw Oppenheimer at, like, 9 o'clock in the morning or something, and I was not the only one in the theater. There were 3, like, teenage girls in there, which was funny because when that movie ended and I went in to watch Barbie, who is in the theater but the same 3 teenage girls? So, I thought that was pretty funny that they had the same idea. I didn't expect to see anyone at Oppenheimer that early in general, and then for them to also see the Barbie movie as well, I thought was pretty funny. Anyway, though, I guess I'll start with Oppenheimer. Or I'm probably just gonna bop back and forth between both. I'm not gonna lie, because they oddly. Well, anyway, I'll just get into it. I really liked both movies. Oh yeah, our barn's upgraded. Boy, well, you know what? I'm going to have a poll up for this, for new names. I forgot to do that. I've been so out of it. I'll get that up, and we'll get some goats tomorrow. Oh my god, it's Sophia's birthday today. We have to go do that. So anyway, I really liked both movies, and I will say, off the bat, Oppenheimer was as good as I expected it to be. And, you know, that's good. And then Barbie was significantly better than I expected it to be. And I thought I would enjoy it, but it was significantly better than I thought it was going to be. Now, I did a cursory look just because I thought it would be funny. I did a cursory look on YouTube. I just typed in Barbie movie, and to no one's surprise anywhere, it is mostly a bunch of conservative white men very angry about a movie about dolls. And I think that's quite funny, given the fact that in the very small amount of time I gave them to figure out what they were complaining about, I think most of what they were complaining about, all it really shows is that they lack any amount of critical thinking and are completely run by, their feelings and my rights are being stepped on. Which, to be fair, there's like multiple Ben Shapiro videos, and that man is either incapable of critical thinking or so high on his own farts that I think he, is in a constant state of concussion. Anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed both, and it was funny because, as much as I expected to enjoy Oppenheimer, this ain't that bad. Thank you, Kyle. You're welcome, Andy. I will say that there was nothing that happened in Oppenheimer that, like, I didn't already know about the man. I mean, it's a biopic. What do you expect? But I did really enjoy it, and I thought it was obviously very well shot. What would have been special effects, although knowing Nolan, I'm sure they were mostly, if not completely practical, were gorgeous, and the use of color, I don't know what it was about. Oh my god, I'm really starting to hate this thing. What, Marnie? Lily was my favorite cow back when I was a kid. I've never had one like her since. She was just a pure loving soul, plain and simple. Yeah, fair enough. I love cows. But I will say though, like, oddly enough, because there's a lot of parts of the movie that were black and white, and I don't know anything about the production of it. I don't know what went into it, like the types of cameras, but the black and white scenes were like so rich that it almost felt like you could see the color in it. I don't know how better to explain that. It was very cool. 1 second, we're going to talk to Sophia for her birthday, and we'll get back to it. A birthday gift? That's very kind of you. I love it. I ran out of snacks. Must get more. I just gave you an entire cake. Do you have any on you? I just gave you an entire cake. But, and a lot of the movie takes place in New Mexico, obviously, a lot of earth tones, but again, it was, it felt so rich. I forgot all of the fish. I am an idiot. It felt so rich, color-wise, and, oh my god, no, stop. No. I think I'm going to turn it off. I'm sick of getting phone calls. I'm not going to lie. I think I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to keep the phone mod on, but I'm turning off their ability to call us. We're getting to the point that too many people like us. We're getting too many calls. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, it was just well shot, and I love Cillian Murphy. I think that's how you say his name. I think he's a great actor, and yeah, it was very good. If you're at all interested in the story of Oppenheimer, it's great, and something that the two movies had in common is, they were about, well, I won't say they were about, but they dealt with, in some way, a group that is held to be lesser than. In Oppenheimer, obviously you deal with, World War II and things like that, so obviously, him being Jewish, you deal with that, but also there is the whole idea of, him... he having ties to the Communist Party, way back in the day, and this, there's just a lot of, the man went through some pretty intense persecution throughout most of his life, and obviously Barbie, it should be no surprise to anyone, this is one of the things I love seeing that these people are mad about. They're like, it's so feminist, it's a Barbie movie. Of course it's a feminist? I mean, duh. But anyway, I'm going to get into the Barbie movie because I actually have more to say about that. And it was, we're going to go. I'm getting all turned around on which way to go. It obviously, it had, oh my god, I just cannot get, I swear, it's like the game's getting in the way of me trying to tell stories. Like, I should just be happy the game's doing things. Oh, hi, Sid. Hey, tell me why you're in the hospital. Hey, how are you doing? Uh-oh. I've been better. Why are you asking? I was just wondering, I should do something to cheer up Sophia. Want to pet Dusty with me? Everybody loves that. That's better than getting food at the saloon. Dusty, I'd like that. Sure, let's go. He's so happy. Oh my gosh, aren't you just so adorable? He is, and I tell him as often as I can. We gave Dusty many pets. Sophia laughed a lot. She feels better. Okay. So obviously the Barbie movie deals a lot with like equality and people's perceived roles in a society. And a lot of what I saw people yelling about was, how in Barbie land, all the men are stupid and they're just, arm candy for their Barbies and they have no agency. And the fact that none of these people were able to see that is being used as a mirror for the real world with the opposite, sexual inflection. Again, the lack of critical thinking is astounding. But, they use the juxtaposition of the way things are in the real world, aka when Barbie and Ken go there, and Ken is like, oh my god, he discovers the patriarchy and how men run everything. And, Barbie sort of discovers that, she was told, the fiction is that Barbies believe that, Barbie has empowered, generations of women, and they fixed all of society's woes when it comes to women in the real world, because, Barbie teaches a woman that they can, teaches young girls that they can be a doctor or an astronaut or a whatever. And so in the Barbie world, they believe the ideal of what they were intended for, not the actuality. And, obviously they come to the real world and it's not so much. So then they return back, and Ken has taken patriarchy to Barbie land, and all the Barbies go completely brain dead immediately, and they have to, win him back and, restore order to Barbie land. And it's about Barbie realizing that she doesn't want to be, as she is, called in their stereotypical Barbie anymore. She wants to grow on, learn, and sort of develop as a human. Again, the idea that you don't have to be this thing you were quote-unquote created to be in the eyes of society, that you can be your own person, you can be your own human, decide where you want to be. Again, I don't know why people can't understand that was the messaging. Oh, look at that midnight carp. This is a very full tank. But I thought that I thought it was really good. I didn't expect it to blend its level of humor and its messaging. I didn't expect the blend to be done so well. I legitimately thought it was very well done. Again, though, I saw a lot of people saying, like, the feminists are trying to corrupt your children from Christian ideals, which, again, I don't understand the idea. If everyone... Again, I'm pulling from your own lexicon here. If everyone is God's children and everyone is equal, then why would you not be a feminist in the sense that you believe that women and men should have equal rights under, law and just in the way they are viewed and treated in the world? I don't get it, but apparently people are very mad about that. And I forget what I was saying. I got very worked up about it. I just thought it was. I don't know. I don't understand people's outrage at things like that. I don't think they. Oh, I remember what I was saying. People were mad because they were like, "Don't take your children to it. It's not a children's movie." Well, first off, it's rated PG-13, so no. If you take your 6-year-old or your 7-year-old daughter there, and then you're mad about the content of it, that's your problem. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't take your kid to see the movie. I'm saying that if you don't like the content of it, then that's on you. You did not listen to the rating system. That's a you problem, not the movie's problem. And also, if you saw the trailer and you heard a bunch of guys talking about beaching each other off and you thought this was something to take your 7-year-old to, again, I think you're the problem here. But at the end of the day, the point, for lack of a better way of putting it, of the movie was finding out who you are, coming to terms with your own self-worth, not seeing yourself as an object, not seeing yourself through the lens of other people, and finding where you fit in society and, in your own friend group, in your own head. How do you perceive masculinity against other men? How do you perceive femininity against other females? And how do you perceive masculinity compared to femininity? It was all these things. And so does it deal with gender, and things like that? Of course it does. Like, because that's what, I mean, Barbie has been endlessly roasted for its unrealistic standards it puts on females, young girls. And that's brought up. Barbie, the character, believes that, oh no, we're teaching girls they can be anything. Then she goes to the real world, and a young girl who is a, like ardent feminist is like, no, we hate you because you create horrible, unrealistic standards. And Barbie's mortified because she does not believe this is what, that she doesn't understand that these are the ideals she's putting forward. And, so it's about her coming to terms with, how can I be what I am and also be this a force for empowering. And, at the end she realizes, well, I can do that by empowering myself, focusing on myself, you know what I mean? And, and there's a whole song where all the Kens have to come to terms like that they are not Ken. It's not Barbie and Ken. It can be just Ken. Ken can be his own person. So again, it's not just the men are horrible idiots. Like, they are, but I'm going to let you know a secret. Everyone in that movie, except the real life woman, the real life girl, and that's about it. Those are the only two characters that are consistently like agreeable, intelligent people. Almost none of the real life men. Well, no, there's like one real life man that makes sense, who's consistent. But everyone else, including Barbie and all of the other Barbies and the Kens, all have moments where they are just vapid, just turds of people. And, they learn to be better. And that's the messaging. Like, hey, find out who you are and be okay with that. And, yeah, so anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to get so heated about this, but oh, damn it, I didn't mean to sell that spooky fish. Oh, well, too late now. Let's hold on to that albacore. And let's hold on to the squid and the mullet, honestly. Let's hold on to all those because wouldn't mind having a little extra fish in the refrigerator. But yeah, I don't mean to get this, turn this into some like, us versus them bull about a Barbie movie. But that's the lens that I think a lot of people are viewing it through. And again, from what I can tell, all the people who are vehemently anti-Barbie are super pro-Oppenheimer. And, Oppenheimer was, and this is a part of the movie, he was not good to women. He was a womanizer. He is a serial, cheater. But again, it deals with, where do you fit in the world? What is your standing in the world? And what, another thing they had in common is, if the idea of Barbie was to empower women, well, what is the legacy of it, and how has it actually affected the world past that? Oppenheimer built this bomb with or I shouldn't say he specifically, but the idea of building the bomb was to, if the Nazis get this bomb, everyone's screwed. It's going to be way worse if they get it than if we get it first, right? And then you have the legacy. What happened to the world because of that? You have the intention that you can argue one way or the other, but, we can say, let's, for the sake of argument, the intention was good. And then what actually was the long-term repercussions of such? And the same through the lens of, female empowerment, consumerism, and feminism with Barbie. So, or you can just see it as a bunch of women who hate men, and I hate pink because it's for girls. I mean, I guess you could be that shallow, and Oppenheimer's cool because explosions and testosterone. I don't know. That's really all I can surmise these people are mad about, but point being is, I thoroughly enjoyed both. I would love to see them both again in theaters. Oppenheimer is, really, really deserves, or I won't say deserves, benefits from being on the large screen. But I really think Barbie did too. It, the sound, it also, I've glossed over all this. The Barbie movie was hilarious. I was laughing the whole time. And we're talking like background sight gags, verbal gags, slapstick. It was hilarious. I had so much fun in that movie. I just, I recommend both. I really, really do. I'm not saying you should go spend, 6.5 hours in a theater like I did, but definitely check them out. I don't know, but I assume, given the fact that you guys watch me and I tend to be pretty outspokenly for, equality and human rights, that I don't think anyone that watches my channel, at least not currently, was going to be offended by the Barbie movie. But you never know. And if you are, I think you should probably, evaluate why you're offended by it. And I'd love to hear I'd love to hear a discussion of why people would be mad about it that isn't feminists are ruining men. Because again, if you're some big strong man and I'm the protector, then if a movie is crushing your ideals of what it is to be a man, then I guess your ideals weren't very strong in the first place. But who am I to judge? Anyway, I'm just sitting here and I'm just going to keep rambling. But that's my spiel. And I hope it wasn't, too horrible to listen to. And if not, we'll be back tomorrow. And tomorrow is the last day of the year. And we'll be talking about some additions that are going to happen. And I will get a poll up about the goats' names. And I think I'm going to start doing some streaming this week. So when I do, I'm going to have it recorded. I'll throw it up on the secondary channel, and I'll let you guys know. I bought a game that I want to try, a sort of a cozy game that I want to check out. So anyway, thank you for listening to my rant about this movie. I hope, whether it was informative, informational, enraging, I'm just, this is what I do apparently. This is mumble into a microphone, but I appreciate you guys listening to it. And if you're a Discord user, feel free to talk about it on the Discord if you'd like. I definitely have more to say. It's very hard to fit it in a stream of consciousness over the course of 20 minutes and a start day of Stardew. And if you're not, come on over and join the Discord and tell me I'm wrong. But anyway, be good to each other. I will talk to you tomorrow. I look forward to it. Good night.